But first, anything short of winning Lord Stanley won't be enough for Leafs Nation as the Toronto Maple Leafs enter another playoff run. After taking a 2-0 series lead against the Florida Panthers in the second round of the playoffs, the Leafs lost 3 straight games. One that included a 6-1 drubbing on home ice, shattering the belief in the team's roster on and off the ice. Our Jason Gaidola joins us live with all of the reaction tonight. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Emily. Winning the championship is the expectation in Toronto, given how the organization built a deep, talented roster and brought in a winning head coach. Chatter regarding change has already taken over social media.
It is Stanley Cup playoff career. Here's a chance. Bennett scores. Make it 6, and it's a power play goal.
Half-empty stands, booze, and a couple of jerseys tossed onto the ice painted a bleak picture amongst fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs after a 6-1 loss to the Panthers in Game 5. Toronto had very strong starts in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs, but the Buds had their backs against the wall again, blowing a 2-0 series lead it had in their series with Florida. Head coach Craig Berube didn't have an answer, and Austin Matthews wasn't making excuses.
I think all the outside stuff isn't really paid too much attention to. You know, it's the 25 guys that are in this locker room, the staff, the coaches, all that, you know, playing for one another, and the focus is just on inside the room.
And Mitch Marner tried to quickly turn the page.
Any thoughts coming off the ice tonight that this might be your last home game as a Maple Leaf?
No thoughts of that at all. You know, like I said, reset. You know, it's obviously not the spot that we want to be in, but you can't do anything about it.
So each team had a lead in the game. 2 for Florida, 1 for Toronto. Scores! And the Leafs have another lead.
The highly productive winger was the hero back in Game 2, but has since been the focus of Toronto's recent downfall on social media, including his spinning backhand turnover that led to a Panthers goal. Marner, a pending unrestricted free agent, is now the center of the offseason conversation.
A bunch of reports, not just, rumors, reports here from Chris Johnson and others surrounding Mitch Marner. And let's start with this from Chris Johnson. We also have some others. There's no indication that Mitch Marner will sign a new deal with the Leafs before July 1st, especially after he declined to negotiate an extension during the season. All signs point to him walking for free.
Now, if you let Mitch walk, not only do you have to replace that production, but you might also tick off Austin Matthews, and Austin Matthews isn't signed long-term. Austin could walk if he's not happy by the end of this, and then you're taking a medium-term approach to blowing up the core.
Marner and Matthews have helped lead this current Leafs era, dubbed as the Core 4. That also includes William Nylander and John Tavares. But they have bared little fruit together in the eyes of Leafs Nation.
Marchand over the red line, and it's over!
After experiencing numerous playoff heartbreaks, including 3 series defeats against the Boston Bruins since 2018.
And get people to the net. Lindholm, right wing corner. Pastrnak is there! He scores! David Pastrnak!
A 7-year stretch of Cup expectations has reached a fever pitch after ownership Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment brought in new management and a championship-winning coach in Craig Berube.
This team needs to win now. But also, what is the structural plan to make that happen? I think that's not very clear. You need strong center people who play two-way. You need strong defense who are going to shut down the two-way players on the opposition. And you need goalies who are going to keep the puck at the net with high save percentages. That is it. That is how you win in the NHL.
It was reported Mitch Marner was approached to be dealt during the season prior to the trade deadline, but declined to waive his no-movement clause in his current deal. Both Marner and John Tavares will be unrestricted free agents if unsigned by July 1st.